Let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
And a happy Friday to you. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. Late night last night, disappointing night last night. Well, for some people in this room, other people bet big against Michigan State, and we'll talk about that coming up throughout the show. But first, little intro action. To my right.
Yo, what up, though? It's Corey. Good morning to everybody but Tom Izzo.
To my left.
Good morning to everybody.
Including Tom Izzo?
Without Tom Izzo.
All right, and then we got Alex on producer cam. Fish is over there making sure we sound crispy today, and Adam is getting his bets prepared because he comes on at 8:50 and shares his bets with us. But if you're like all of us and you stayed up last night watching that game, damn. I mean, you were feeling good with about a minute left. State was up by about, 6-4, something like that. About 30 seconds left. They were up by 4, and then up by nothing, and then tie game, and then 3 points in the overtime. Is that you or Tom Izzo?
It's hard to tell this morning.
It was just a horrible, horrible game because we mentioned the one stat. What would you say about Rocket? If he scores double digits.
They were 7-0 this season.
7-0. How many points did he score?
Not double digits.
9 points.
Oh,
just shy
so close
of that. And then you look at Aaron Henry having 4 turnovers of the team's 12 turnovers. Air ball with a couple seconds left to where he could have had a game-winning opportunity. Air ball.
Air ball. And, I mean, the guy did get a piece of the ball, I think, but it's still, you got to get a better shot up than that. I thought they had plenty of time to actually work an offensive play in and actually run something, get a set going to try to get a clean look at the basket, but well, just like we saw with Michigan doing that pound the ball into the floor with your point guard, one-on-one action for the last shot of the game, that's not how you get good shots.
I tried to be objective for the first time in my life, and it's when it comes to Michigan State. I gave them a real chance to win. They were up by 14, as much as 14 points in the first half. That game should not have gone to overtime.
No.
It should not have gotten to, even when in the last 2 to 3 minutes, should not have gone there. They were the aggressors in the first half. Aaron Henry and Rocket Watts, they were leading the charge. I'm thinking like, okay, this is the Spartan team that I predicted to go out there and win by by 6 points. I said it was going to be Spartans by 6. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be UCLA by 6 because it was a tale of two different halves. The second half, Jaquez and Huzang.
It was literally a tale of two halves. Michigan State had 44-33 in the first half, and in the second half, 44-33.
It was crazy.
It was identical.
And Huzang just really like, Jaquez had a really great second half, but Huzang with those threes, it was just like the start the second half, and then later throughout he just hit so many clutch threes that did not allow the Spartans to get away with that lead. And I'm sorry, it should.
You should apologize for more right now, Corey, because I expected you to completely go off on Izzo because you called this a few weeks ago in your Everything Is episode.
He's justified everything that I said he is. This whole January, February, Izzo. Hey, look, that officially died last night.
Throw that picture up, Alex.
Throw the dirt. You need to dig a grave. Put all that in there.
Hey,
and throw that. Hey, that's dead. Any Spartan fan that continues to pound this January, February, Izzo, you're an idiot. You're a slappy. You want to say whatever you want to call Wolverine fans. You're the definition of delusional. Once again, when people give Tom Izzo the chance to show that he's this coaching messiah, this omniscient figure that is supposed to be this god of college basketball, he's done nothing. He's choked again in a play-in game. I said that I predicted them to go to the Sweet 16. Now they're going to a Sweet 16 birthday party.
Yeah.
I mean,
if they're lucky, show that picture again, because I just love Tom Izzo with the double guns too. Like, hey, it's Izzo month, baby. So that leads me to ask you guys, I mean, we discussed it a couple weeks ago. Is the way Izzo coaches kind of over? Because we saw him get into it yesterday with Gabe Brown a little bit, and here's the video of that. But is this type of coaching just not going to be seen anymore? Mostly because, like, the kids can't really handle it. Like, look at that.
Damn.
Some dude grips me up like that. I don't care if you're my coach. I don't care if you're my pops. I don't care who you are. Like, no one grips. And that, like, that's been kind of how Tom Izzo has coached throughout his entire. But look how hard he gripped up Brown.
He grabbed him too afterwards and said, "You're not going to run away from me, son." Hey, listen.
Then he ran after him.
Listen, if this was my first time since 1996 not making it to the final 64 teams into the NCAA March Madness tournament, I'm doing that too.
You are?
I'm doing that too.
But do you think that type of coaching has passed by this generation of kids? Or do you think that type of coaching has always been kind of, you probably shouldn't do that shit? It's just now that we're in a little bit of a softer generation, it's really like just out there for everybody to see.
I think you can get away with that when you're producing results.
Okay.
They're not, they have not been producing results over the past few tournaments, so while that style of coaching might not be going away, Izzo's voice just might be going dead. He may have just lost his touch with connecting with those type of players. That just might be what it is. He's not the same guy anymore. Fans of the Spartans are just going to have to realize that. I don't know what they're going to put the blame on this choke job for. Is what they're going to blame COVID? I mean, I don't. The excuses that Spartans fans make for this guy and MSU's lack of production over the past couple of tournaments is wearing thin. I'm not sitting up here and saying like you need to get rid of the guy, because I don't think you fire Tom Izzo and find a better coach anytime soon. But at the same time, it's like the guy is stop crowning him as this glorious coach. He's good. He ain't great.
I mean, you can't listen. You can't like the January, February Izzo. Like you can't knock that.
Man.
It's gone this season, but you can't knock that. I mean, it has lived up to what they say for Michigan State
Since
fans.
when?
It's just the biggest takeaway to this. I feel like when you ask about if Izzo in his days kind of over for that style of coach, I mean, the only coach that I would ever say can do that right now is Juwan Howard, because I feel like he's got that different respect from his players, because he's more so a friend to them. I feel like the days of just the old coach that is just washed up like that, they can't do that anymore.
Yeah, really, we were talking about Batman before the show today, and this kind of reminds me of that quote from Batman. It's exactly what's happening to Izzo. Like you can retire and still be the hero, or you can live long enough to become the villain. And this may be like that breaking point to where if he stays and it gets worse, he's only going to get pounded more and more and more. And people are going to forget about those 2 national championships. They're going to forget. One national championship?
One.
They're going to forget about that national championship, but they're going to forget about all those Final Four appearances.
Who would you rather be, Bill Belichick or Tom Izzo?
Oh, Bill Belichick. That's easy.
You would?
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm standing there with my hand. I'm looking, not to get comic booky again, but I'm looking like Thanos with all those rings. Like, no, I'm Bill Belichick, baby. Like, there's no other coach besides maybe Phil Jackson that I'd rather be than Bill Belichick. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're looking at Tom Izzo. We're looking at this team. I don't know, man. When you see coaches like a Juwan Howard, and it's so crazy that these coaches, you're comparing them, and they're like 45 minutes away from each other in geography, but they're worlds apart in how they coach, in their vibe, in their energy, and just how they treat these young men, trying to get the best out of them. Izzo, in the past, to your point, Corey, that shit works when it works. But if you're not winning and you're being an asshole, it's tough to pass by anybody that, I want to go play for that guy so I can be in a losing program and get treated like shit.
That's my biggest thing. When you're winning cures all. The reason that Bill Belichick is able to get away with coaching his players the way that he did, because he won. The reason Greg Popovich was able to get on Tim Duncan, get on Manu Ginobili, and get on Tony Parker the way that he did, because they won. When you're not winning, that message goes dead. It's just like a lot of white noise. So I don't know what he's going to have to do to be able to find that, get that breakthrough with his new group of players. I think that it's not necessarily Juwan Howard's style that's working out. I think it's really the Penny Hardaway style that's working out, because that's where I believe Juwan got his coaching style from. Penny Hardaway at Memphis is doing the same thing. Got those kids, had the relationship with the kids, and I think these younger players, they're listening to the voice now of people who once played the game. Some of them maybe have been able to see highlights, so those guys are able to go walk into those living rooms and can able to connect with this new generation of players more. When you're winning, Izzo's message is good, but when you're not, you're going to want somebody to play for somebody like a Penny Hardaway or a Juwan Howard.
Right. Well, here's Izzo's comments after the game about kind of what do you call it when he gripped up his player like that, when he gripped up Brown. This is what he had to say about it.
Yeah, Andre Monroe and Darden Institute. Coach, you and Gabe Brown, they had sort of a heated exchange going into the halftime. Can you tell us what that was about?
You guys are beautiful. Yeah, he missed a play, and I told him, and he walked away, and so I told him to come back. I mean, we went through this a couple of years ago. A game like that's the question you're going to ask me. I guess I'll answer it because the media has the right to ask whatever question, but, we'll get him in here and you can ask him. I mean, it was a normal nothing. It's just that this day and age, everything's something. It was over a missed switch that we had talked about.
That's just kind of a weird response to me. Like, yeah, we saw you physically grab your player and, pull him back, and you're going to be mad at the media for asking you what the hell that was about and if it played into the game? Of course, whenever you display that type of behavior on national TV in front of cameras where it's replayed over and over and over and over and over again, of course you're going to get asked about it. Quit doing that. It just makes no sense to me. If you grip up your player, somebody's going to ask you, hey, why'd you grip up your player?
The first thing Juwan Howard talked about in this press conference after the Maryland game was the situation with Mark Turgeon. You know that when you see something like that play on camera, let's stop. Let's use common sense. You know that the media is going to ask you about it. So let's not act,
we play that game and that's what you have to say.
Right. It's
that is what we have to say.
Probably if you won the game, they probably would have asked different questions.
Yeah.
And it would have been like, hey, when you did that, did it motivate the team? Because I saw people tweeting when that happened, like, uh-oh, Izzo's back, baby. They're going to come out and win by 100 at half. And it's like, well, okay. Well, obviously they went in the locker room and that dissension carried over into the locker room and they came out and laid an egg in the second half.
You're going to ask questions because they when they lose, it does call it, hey, did he lose the team in the locker room after that? That's a valid question.
Yeah, you don't want to be questioned for acting like a child? Don't act like a child. It's really that simple. And, I do feel like we're kind of piling on Tom Izzo this morning, but at the same time, it's like he's stuck in that old school mentality, that Bobby Knight style mentality, like, oh, that was nothing. And it's like, honestly,
I don't think we're piling on Tom Izzo. I believe that he's being held accountable for his lack of results. Look at what we've done with Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh was supposed to be this QB messiah or QB whisperer, this coaching messiah. He's at U of M and he has not produced any results yet. Sports is always, what have you done for me lately? While you can't always win expecting somebody to win a whole bunch of national titles as a coach is not realistic. You are expecting to see some tangible results, and Izzo's teams have not been producing them lately. So calling him out on that's not piling on him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just couldn't believe his response to even being asked that question. At what point do you realize that, hey, man, you're being watched, and when you physically touch a player like that, you're going to be asked about it. So I thought that was a little ridiculous out of Tom Izzo, his response, and coming down on media for talking about it. It's like, oh, it's been nothing. It was nothing. And it's like, well, it was a little something because clearly you were running after a player down a tunnel, and you don't see that often out of head coaches.
I wanted Gabe Brown to just turn around and just bam, just nail him in the head.
That would have been
just I feel like those days are just over as a coach. You can't treat your players like that because now we're talking about them even getting paid for their name, likeness, and image. So they're going to be having a different mentality, and the way that you got to treat them is kind of going to be like a professional basketball player these days because these players got all the fame. You know, they got the social media, they got all this fame. So it's way different than what he started as a coach at MSU.
Yeah, well, I mean, his streak of making it to the round of 64 is over. Yeah, they made it into the tournament, but
that doesn't count.
I think it's kind of bittersweet at this point. Like it's like when the Red Wings were at the end of their 25 years in the playoffs. It's like, okay, but why are we doing this? We know we're going to get knocked out in the first round. We're the 8th seed. It's great. We've gone 25 years, but you want to be trending up always, and I don't feel Michigan State trending up at all. They should have beat UCLA last night, man, and we'd be having such a different conversation today about how Tom Izzo took his team in the locker room, fired them up, came out there, stepped on their throats. They were physical and did what Michigan State does. But instead it's like, well, they were inconsistent all year. They got their ass beat by bad teams all year. They showed up against good teams every now and then, but just not enough out of Michigan State this year. And unfortunately, that's it. We don't get to talk about them anymore. It's over. Their season's over because of that loss last night to UCLA.
One and done.
One and done, right?
Play-in game. A play-in game.
A play-in game, right. That's the craziest part. And, I heard that Michigan State had decent representation of fans in the stands yesterday. Obviously, they didn't have a ton of people there, but from what I heard, it was a little louder for the State fans there than it was for the UCLA fans. I mean, obviously, it's pretty much a lot closer to drive from Michigan to Indiana than it is from Los Angeles to Indiana. But still, Tom Izzo, Michigan State, done. They're out of the tournament. Last night's game, very strange. I didn't love how it ended, and obviously if you're a Michigan State fan, you're waking up today wondering what's next for your program.
So here's my question. Do you think that this, not going to count this, I'm just talking about just in general. Do you think that Tom Izzo gets his second national title before Juwan Howard gets his first?
No. I think the Izzo thing's over.
Yeah.
I think it's
over,
man.
I do rag on the guy, but they did make the Final Four in 2019, so I will give them that. But people are trying to saying that he's going to get that elusive second national title, and I'm just thinking that it's starting to slip away from him in that regard. Like I'm not so sure that he gets that second one yet. Like I think it's about done because there's so many times they've knocked on the door and just did not get over that hump.
Well, and look at the recruiting classes and where the talent's going now in the state of Michigan. Like it used to be, if you were, a Mr. Basketball, if you were a top talent, you're going to Michigan State because that's the program that's going to get you to the Final Four. Now, with Michigan, obviously you saw they have one of their best recruiting classes probably since the Fab Five, right? I mean, we could all agree.
But you mentioned the whole Mr. Basketballs. I mean, they had it. Foster
Lawyer.
and Rocket Watts. These players just aren't playing well, and I feel like that's got to be something to do with the player development because if you compare talent to talent based off of recruitment and when they first entered the team and the organization,
right?
Michigan State's got one of the best ones still.
Yeah, it's tough to rag on the program, like I said, that's been in the tournament 23 years.
Yeah.
But when you see a season like you saw this season and you see it play out the way it played out yesterday, you got to start to question and you got to start peering over the fence a little. You don't got to make the commitment to jump ship now on Tom Izzo.
Oh, no.
He's earned his time. He's earned his respect. But at the same time, it's got to end at some point, right? Like Tom Izzo isn't going to be 97 years old coaching.
That's all I'm saying. It's if anybody thinking that the Spartans or Michigan State should get rid of Tom Izzo as a coach, that would be ludicrous. Like, he's earned his keep there. He's built a dynamic program. It's just at the same time, like, when are they going to go ahead and get over that hump and get that second national title? Because he is a damn good coach, and you see him lose games that people expect him to lead his team to victory, to coach his team to victory, I should say. So is it something that is his coaching? Is it just all that the players are just not performing? It's like it's some kind of disconnect. Like last night's game really just brought a lot of questions up for me because, again, they had a 14-point lead at one point, went into the half by 11. Like, the fact that they lost that play-in game to UCLA the way that they did, it caused you to question, how do they rebuild as a program? How do they regroup for the next season to get back where they need to be, get back to being a Tom Izzo team so that you won't have people like me saying January, February overrated. For it to really be March is Izzo's time.
Yeah. Well,
I know how.
what?
Tom Izzo's going to walk his ass over that bridge to the airport. And speaking of bridge Street Exchange, guys, I got to shout them out real quick because not only are they supporting our perfect bracket payoff, hooking you up with a Shinola watch, which is one of the qualifying prizes, but you also got to go there and check out all the other stuff they got because all these Detroit, Michigan brands in there, like Carhartt, which is my favorite, there is so many options in there. So just head there, downtown Fenton. That is where you could shop at Bridge Street Exchange or online right now. Use the code word WSN for 15% off at bridgestreetexchange.com.
Yeah, Joe, you mentioned our perfect bracket payoff is going on right now, and you got till noon to get it in. Now that you know all the play-in games, you know which seeds are in there, go fill out your bracket right now because not only do you have a chance at that $500,000, but first place in this contest is going to get a PS5 and a TV. Second place, you're getting that Shinola watch. We also got prizes of $250 Top Golf gift card. We got free pizza for a year. And then, of course, if you're dead last, you are getting a beautiful ceramic white toilet in your home. It's going to be amazing. But for real, you got literally less than 4 hours to fill out your bracket. Now that we know all the play-in games are complete, let's get on this, get inside this challenge. And the cool part about this is we get to track it. So you get to see like how you're doing against me, how you're doing against Joey, how you're doing against Corey. And that's going to be a fun competition around here inside Woodward Sports. And I implore you to do it inside your office as well. Fill out those brackets because the NCAA tournament officially starts today because I don't really count the playing games.
I mean, hey, can we just go ahead and deliver that toilet to Izzo right now?
Oh, damn.
Saying, you know.
Oh,
You
damn.
know, I want to give it to Langford because he's finally hanging it up at MSU. I heard.
Dang, after 10 years, he's finally gone.
But he got his doctorate, so that's good. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, there's another team in Michigan that is still in the tournament, #1 seed overall, and we found out who they were going to play yesterday. We'll talk about that next on the Woodward Sports Network.
An ounce at Michigan dispensaries is over $300. Why pay that when you can grow your own? With just one light, you can pull down over 48 ounces every harvest. Do that math and then come see us at Grow Green, where we have everything you need to start growing and a staff of master growers to help guide you. Click growgreenmi.com.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. We got Corey, Joey, Adam, Alex, and Fish in here. And we just got done talking about Michigan State. Now we can talk about Michigan because yesterday it was cemented who they were going to play in the first round, and we found out it's going to be Texas Southern, who I also found out has the shortest shorts of any team that I've ever seen play.
What do you mean?
Look at these guys playing, bro. It's like John Stockton's out there.
Oh, crap.
Oh, all of them.
All of them.
Oh.
Yeah, them a little bit too short. A lot of bit too short for me.
Like, these guys did not watch the Fab Five documentary. I understand that now.
Well, they about to get their ass kicked by a 5'5" coach. So,
but from my understanding, that's a Texas thing now. Like, when we watch Houston play, they're gonna have some short shorts too. But
No masks and short shorts. Welcome to Texas.
all right, welcome to Texas. Everything's
They
bigger,
can-
but our shorts.
they can have that one.
So Michigan is going to be playing them Saturday at 3 p.m. Michigan in this game has the largest favorite of all first-round games. How much do you think Michigan's favored by for this game, guys?
Points-wise?
Yeah, points-wise. Give me a guess.
I'm going to say this is March Madness. It's going to be crazy. Let's go 17.
17. Corey, what you thinking?
Judging off a few things I saw about them and ranked opponents, I'm going to go around 19.
Both of you are too low.
Ooh, what, 22?
It's in the
Too
20s? 25?
Too low.
No.
30s?
Come on.
27 points Michigan is favored by over Texas Southern.
That's crazy.
Like,
This is March Madness. Come on.
27 points. I mean, if you want to look around at the other #1 seeds, Illinois is favored 22.5 over Drexel, and Baylor is favored 25.5 over Hartford. But 27 points Michigan is favored by. So, with that being said, You think Michigan's going to win by 27 points?
No.
That is so many points.
Especially without Isaiah Livers, they're saying this. So this some ballsy Vegas right here.
Yeah, they are saying don't expect Isaiah Livers back pretty much for the whole tournament, man.
Oh, I'm reading breaking news right now. It says it says that Texas Southern will be starting with a 10-point deficit due to the shorts. Okay, now it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, they're gonna get their ass kicked by that.
Yeah,
by that.
I mean, by that much. I was thinking about a 22-point win by Michigan. I'm just looking, and I did it off of just looking at who Texas Southern played. I mean, they lost both of their ranked opponents they played this year. They lost to BYU by 16. They lost to Oklahoma State by 20.
Eesh.
Michigan is better than both of those teams.
Well, here's a fun fact for you guys. The last time Michigan was favored by over 20 points was against Joey's own Oakland University.
Hey, why the disrespect? What did they lose by that game, then?
What happened in that game? They went to overtime.
Yeah.
So just because the spread is that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to show up like that. But, I mean, damn, 27 points. Like, that's like one of those fake lines that you see that they're just trying to get money involved in. Like, every fan that bets the line's going to move a half a point. And it's like, damn, they're already at 27?
I'm betting against this point spread.
Are you?
100%. Oh, yeah. That's high, dude.
It is high.
Especially when you look at the team right now. I mean, yeah, we're still a better basketball team, no doubt. But, sheesh, that much without your top scorer? I don't know about that.
So what are you guys looking forward to in this matchup besides the short shorts versus the long shorts?
My biggest thing is seeing the team stepping up because that's going to be the tell-it-all for the rest of this tournament because, yeah, we'll get the win today, but I want to see how this team plays in March Madness when they're not having their best player on the court because they need to step up, and we need to see more leadership out of the rest of the guys.
I think that they need to go out there and make a statement and punch Texas Southern in the mouth and win handily. Not only will that do good for their own morale, but it'll let their future opponent know, like, okay, Michigan, they're locked in. They're taking this seriously. If they lose to Texas Southern, that would be even worse than what just happened with Michigan State in the play-in game. Oof. So they need to go out there and just make a statement immediately. So what I'm looking to see Hunter Dickinson stay out of foul trouble. I'm looking to see Mike Smith do not take any bad shots. Be a floor general that everybody has seen you be this whole season. And I'm looking for Brandon Jones Jr. to step up and be that guy in Livers' absence. I think that I think he's going to be the guy that will step over above the next couple of games, and hopefully Livers will be able to come back. But again, with that, he's dealt with that stress injury to his foot since December, and it's gotten worse. Probably don't want to be back for the tournament.
Yeah, I'm looking for the same thing as you guys are looking for in this matchup. Like, I really want Michigan to come out and establish dominance and show, okay, they're ready for the tournament. Because what they did leading into the tournament kind of left us all questioning, similar to Michigan State, which team is going to show up? Is it going to be that killer that was on a run, just crushing everybody that got put in their path? Or is it going to be the team that pretty much has dropped 3 of their last 5 games in pretty spectacular fashion? So that's what I'm worried about with Michigan, and I need to see them. I don't want to see them. I need to see them come out tomorrow and literally turn this 27-point favorite and crush them by at least 30. Like, I want to see just like, man, these guys are animals. They're here. They're ready. They're taking this seriously.
That game cannot be close. Just bottom line, it can be close. It really shouldn't even be within 10 points. It'll kind of make you wonder what type of Michigan team went out there. There is really no reason the Texas Southern Tigers should be anywhere close to competing with them near the time the game ends.
This is why I love March Madness so much, because we're having this discussion. You know, they say that it's going to be what would you say the spread was?
27
point spread. But then you mentioned when Michigan was even on a run, they go to overtime with Oakland University. So that's just March Madness, especially you take away their best player. who knows what we're going to see this game. That's what we're all excited about.
And that's kind of been Michigan's weakness. Like we saw them against certain teams. They felt like they could just walk out there, roll out the ball, and automatically get the win.
Yeah.
So I need to make sure, if I'm Juwan Howard, that my team is mentally prepared, that they understand what this tournament is about, that they understand it's one and done. It doesn't matter how good you did during the regular season. If you lose to Texas Southern, nobody's going to remember anything else but you lost to Texas Southern in the first round.
And do you agree with what I said? If Michigan loses this game against Texas Southern, that's even worse than what the Spartans laid in the play-in game.
I mean, the Spartans were only favored by like 1.5, 2 points yesterday.
Just the number one team in one of the number one teams in the country.
Right, and they're favored by 27. So yes, I think it would mean a lot more if they blew a 27-point favorite than Michigan State blowing a 2-point favorite.
And I hope they don't have the basketball team doesn't have their Appalachian State moment. I just really don't.
Why you bring that up?
Yeah, I was gonna say, why you got to bring that up?
I mean,
it's as bad. It's as bad. This is probably worse than that, to be honest.
The way the Michigan has played over the past couple of weeks, March Madness, anything happens. We already talked about we already have a poll about which number one team will be favored to be upset, and Michigan led that charge. So it's a valid question.
Yeah, the good news is we don't have to worry about actually Appalachian State because they lost yesterday to Norfolk State. So breathe easy, Michigan fans. You don't have to worry about App State coming in. And, man, I'll never forget that football game. That was just unbelievable. So Michigan playing 3 p.m. tomorrow. Obviously, a lot of games are starting today around noon, and that means you got to fill out your bracket before noon. So make sure you do that right now. Go to woodwardsports.com. Get your perfect bracket filled out. And like I said, even if you don't have that perfect bracket, we still got great prizes for everybody competing in this contest. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, it is time for Joey's News.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
To the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. We actually got to play Joey's little video real quick. You ready for your video, Joey?
Intro me the right way. Come on.
Intro. Let's go.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go.
The Michigan State Spartans are heading home, sadly, losing yesterday to UCLA by 6 in overtime. And this is going to be the first time since 1996 that Coach Izzo and MSU did not make the round of 64 in the NCAA tournament.
It's crazy. No Duke, no Kentucky, no Michigan State in 64. That's crazy.
Never thought that we would see this day.
Yep.
But the day that we did get to see yesterday was the official introduction of our newest Detroit Lion, Jared Goff, and he did a little Instagram post yesterday.
What's up, Lions fans? It's Jared Goff. Happy to be here. Excited to get going. Let's go.
See, and he even threw in the Woodward Sports Let's Go at the end, man.
I love that, but...
Let's go.
But did you see with the Rams yesterday, they posted the exact same thing of Matthew Stafford. It was literally the same thing. Hey, just got here in L.A., let's go, Rams. Let's go.
Yeah, yesterday was a dick swinging contest between Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. Stafford came out with a 9-minute video, which everybody talked about. Then Goff and the Rams released a 2-minute video. Mm-hmm. And then Stafford was trying on his new jerseys inside the LA Rams locker room. And then Goff was trying on his new jerseys inside the Lions locker room. Stafford released a little, hey, I'm happy to be here video, which I was shocked at because he didn't do any of that shit when he was here in Detroit. So he's already a little more social media savvy in LA than he ever was
here. In LA,
here.
I would too.
Yeah, and then you see Jared Goff doing his little social media post. What you got to say, Fish?
You say everyone talked about Stafford's video. Did any national media bring up his video?
Well, considering we are national media, yes.
Okay,
no.
national an ESPN or a Fox.
It was more just trending on Twitter, and it was more of a national topic in that way, just a trending national topic. But yeah, I don't see anybody stopping down and spending 9 minutes on Matthew Stafford nationally.
No, but what I would spend some time on is the Detroit Red Wings yesterday. 3-2 getting the win over the Dallas Stars at Little Caesars Arena. And I'm telling you, I'm their good luck charm. Look at this. You see Larkin go and then passes it right to Fabry for his hat trick, throwing the hats on the ice. That was the coolest part because there was only 750 fans there. But there was still a good amount, like 10 or so hats.
People threw the hats?
Yep.
I blame Adam.
You blame Adam for the Red Wings winning? Joey, you were at the game.
Yeah.
And that's your second game?
This is my second game of the season.
And they're 2-0?
And no, 1-1.
Oh, okay. I thought you said when you were the good luck charm that meant that you were 2-0.
Yesterday, good luck charm.
Oh, okay.
Listen, in Detroit, I'm taking 500, all right? That's a winning record.
Especially for the Red Wings right now.
For sure. Deshaun Watson. We got to switch it a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about this coming up.
We got a lot to talk about on this one, but just to give you a quick little briefing, yet another sexual assault lawsuit. This is the third one, and they're saying there's 3 more, so it's looking like there's 6 women that are accusing him of sexual harassment during a massage. So we'll talk more about this one because, Corey, it's what you said with your lawyer friend. The first, the second, but if there's a third.
Hey, the third, there's might be where there's smoke, there might be some fire.
Yeah.
There's a lot to this. This is going to be a big discussion because
we have part of the lawsuit printout that we'll read later, and some of the details that are coming out about this are shocking, strange, and weird. Those are the three words that I would use.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much sums it up right there. Dana White, he announced officially overnight that Khabib is officially retired in an Instagram post.
I mean, how many times are they going to announce this dude's retired?
Right.
Like, honestly, he's not retired.
This is official. He put the 100 on it.
Okay. He is 100 officially retired. That doesn't even make sense.
It really doesn't.
It's incredible to watch you work. Thank you for everything, and enjoy whatever is next, my friend. Me and Art had this conversation back in October because Art, obviously, huge MMA guy. He does the Art of Combat here at Woodward Sports, and I don't think this guy's retired. Like, what happened with him, if you don't know his full story, his dad passed away, and he promised him that next fight was going to be his last fight. But, I've experienced losing a parent, and you get in this weird world in your own head where you make commitments to things that you probably normally wouldn't make commitments to because you're seeing things in a different light. But come a year or two from now, he's going to miss getting in that ring, and he's going to do it to honor his father. That's my prediction on this. I could be wrong, and if I am, cool. But I'm just saying from my experience dealing with that type of loss, it's in those moments, a year, 2, 3 years later, you're still kind of jacked up in your head.
Which I mean, I get. I mean, we'll see what happens, but it's literally just another announcement. I feel like they just keep having to announce this one.
Right. And 29-0 just wouldn't sit right to me if I was a professional fighter. I want that nice round 30-0 number.
But what about 29-1? You taking that chance?
Yeah. Hey, man, if I'm a fighter, I'm confident in my abilities.
Yeah, you're confident on Halliburton, too. That's been your rookie that you've been talking about all year. But what about the #1 overall pick? Timberwolves' Anthony Edwards has been balling out. And last night, he became the 3rd youngest in NBA history to have a 40-point game, dropping 42 yesterday, beating the Suns by 4.
Man, if only the Timberwolves had brighter uniforms so I could see them playing.
You like those?
No.
At all?
No.
Yeah, the green's a little bit too much. It reminds me of the Seahawks so much.
Yeah. And then Phoenix rocking the same color shoes. Like, that is just, I don't think our TV can handle this color.
Hey, those are the Kobe's, man. You better pay right there.
No, but Edwards just balled out last night, and I was seeing people say, did Anthony Edwards just become a superstar overnight? It's like, nah, the kid was already damn good. That's why he was the #1 overall pick, but he had a good game last night.
Yeah, he's been balling out. But I want to just give a quick little shout-out. The weekend's here, so you got to treat yourself to some cookies.
Yeah!
Crumble cookies, guys. And I did get confirmation next week they will be in here, I promise. Crumble Cookies.
My dude.
Rochester Road, right there in Rochester Hills by that Imagine Theaters. And I've been seeing everybody on my social media go in there, and they post their cute little pink boxes because that's how they sell their cookies. Just go over there. Try the classic chocolate chip. That is my favorite, but the way they do it is the coolest part because they have 2 always. They got the regular sugar cookie and then the chocolate chip one, and then they have 4 other flavors that rotate every single week. So it's a really cool style over there. So check them out. Crumble Cookies.
Yeah, let's take a quick break. NFL reached a new deal for their TV agreement, and it kind of makes us excited here at Woodward Sports. We'll tell you why coming up next.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking Thorogood boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you to everybody listening on the app and dropping your comments on social media. We appreciate you being a part of the show and contributing to the content. We couldn't do this without you, so thank you guys so much. So the NFL, they kind of cut their salary cap this year, but they just got the official word over the next 10 years for their TV agreement, which there's some cool things going on in this. First of all, $113 billion for the next 11 seasons.
That is how these networks stay alive.
It is definitely. Monday Night Football will remain on ESPN. The Super Bowl will be on ABC for the first time since 2005. But as we're looking at this list, like, it's cool. CBS, you know, they're going to bump their deal up to $1.85 billion a year. Fox going to bump up their deal to over $2 billion a year. Sunday Night Football on NBC went from $950 million to $1.7 billion a year. Monday Night Football went from $1.9 billion to $2.55 billion. Thursday Night Football, their previous deal on Fox was for $600 million, but Thursday Night Football now will be streamed only on Amazon for $1.32 billion a year. And when I said that's kind of something that makes us excited here at Woodward Sports, because obviously we're a streaming service. You know, we're on the website, we are on our app, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube. Like, we are in the similar mode of what Amazon is trying to do, and you're starting to see the big dogs being like, all right, we understand that digital is the future. Having these TV broadcasts are fine, but we need to be in the digital lane. So NFL, next time around in 11 years, we'll take some of those billions.
And that's really the, you know, like, you look at it, and I mean, we talk to kids all the time, and it's not even kids, it's 20-year-olds, and even myself. We don't watch TV anymore. It's not like that. That traditional broadcast, it's just, it's not the cool thing anymore. It's crazy to say that Amazon, like, you're going to broadcast Thursday Night Football on Amazon.
Yep. I mean, they've already been doing it, but now it's just only on Amazon. Yeah. Right.
I mean, I stream everything. Like, I have internet only, but I use Hulu and other apps like that to stream my sports. And this is going to be the new wave. And leagues are going to have to, eventually, leagues and teams, they're going to start going through places like us to go ahead and get their streaming rights for the game. So everybody get ready for the new wave. Buckle up.
Yeah, I love it. The only reason I do have cable is for live sports. That's the only reason I shell out that money every month, because I want to be able to watch the Pistons. I want to be able to watch my Thursday night, Monday night, Sunday night, Wednesday afternoon. Like, I want to be able to watch all that stuff. Like last night, you know, with the NCAA tournament on right now, you know, you got True TV, you got TNT, you got TBS. So you need access to all those channels if you really want to absorb all the games. But at the end of the day, man, I don't think it's about... What did you say, Joey? You said it's, damn it, I forgot exactly what you said. Just when you were talking just earlier. But I don't think it's about, like, TV not being relevant. I just think it's not convenient.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the convenience. And honestly,
like, here's my TV.
The next generation, a lot of these people don't even know how to operate TVs. They look and they see, like, the commercials on TV, and they're like, what? I can't even fast forward this? Like,
Right.
That's just the future. It really is.
I mean, just think about it. You have iPhones, we have Surface tablets, iPads, all type of these tablets and digital devices. Like, it's more convenient to be able to watch some of this stuff on the go as to being at home in front of the traditional TV setting and watching the game because it's got to be on cable. Like, times are changing.
Times, they are changing. And you look at the deal, obviously, it's for 11 years. But I think at the end of this 11-year deal, it's all going to be streaming.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least these TV stations are going to change over to only streaming platforms. Like, you'll have your Fox Go app and stuff like that. But you're still going to have to buy the subscription and whatnot. So do you guys feel it'll ever get to a point where we're going to have to buy so many different subscriptions it's going to be like cable anyways?
I don't know.
I think it's there now.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
How many subscriptions do you have?
At least about 4.
Oh, okay. I only really fuck with Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
I just borrow a whole bunch of accounts.
Only thing I don't really count Amazon is because I shop off Amazon so much, and I think Amazon Prime is really the best one because you're getting the Prime TV video, and then you're getting all the other stuff that comes with it. But I'm pretty sure that this NFL service is going to be like an extra little bit of more money.
Yeah, no, for sure. I guess we do have Amazon Prime at my house. We do have Netflix, Disney Plus, but those are really the only ones, and I only really use Netflix. And now that The Office is off Netflix, I never really even watch that. So, I mean, streaming is the way of the future. Obviously, you see it. Can you throw those numbers right back up again, please, Alex? These numbers are just astronomical, and to see the leap that they take is just crazy. So you would expect the salary cap to go back up after this?
Oh, most definitely. It's players are about to get paid after this.
Yeah, because I mean, look at Sunday afternoon football. That is almost doubling. Like doubling, 1.13 billion to 2 billion. That is crazy to me. And then you look at Sunday night football, literally doubling again. Sunday afternoon on CBS, not really doubling, but still adding to it. And Monday night football, not a ton more, but still, who am I to scoff at over $500 million being added?
I'm curious to see this for other sports. Like football, I know they're doing well and the numbers show it, but I'm curious to see how these other sports are even doing.
I think NBA may be able to capitalize in on this.
Sure.
I'm not so sure about MLB and NHL, but I believe the NBA might be the next one to cash in on this one.
Yeah, to me, they're the most active, and they're the they have probably the youngest base out of all the sports too. So they gotta be there before anybody else. Baseball, there's still dudes sitting in their garage listening on transistor radios to baseball, and I'm a baseball fan.
Yeah,
like I'm probably the biggest baseball fan in this room, right?
That's fair to say.
For sure.
Maybe Adam, but baseball is like, I love it. It's America's pastime. I grew up going to games. I love going to Comerica Park. But at the same time, I just see baseball slowly fading away, and it kind of breaks my heart. It really does, because it's such a great game, but it's also the length of it, the speed of it, the tempo, and nobody just really has interest. And I also think there's no great, real, American players anymore for, people to wrap their arms around.
One thing that I went to on behalf of the network was the Players Coalition event, and they had an event where they were pretty much they were giving out new baseball equipment to Detroit inner city youth. So I think that would be one thing that will change the game and bring people back to baseball, is if they make a real effort to get into the inner cities and improve the game and get more kids involved. That could change the tide, and we could see some of those great American baseball players in maybe the next 15 years. 15 years. And that's what you love about what Pal is doing. Pal does a tremendous job of that, especially turning, Michigan and Trumbull and keeping it a ball field. To me, I'm so happy they decided to do that. And the one thing, though, I tried to get a Little League started in Detroit in 2004. Probably hard as hell.
Impossible. Honestly, who gonna watch these kids? Are you gonna be responsible? These are the questions I was getting back.
Yeah.
Not, oh, this is great, let's put something in the community, even if it's 2 teams to play each other. It was, how are you gonna do this? Who's gonna pay for it? Where's the umpires gonna be? Where are you getting the equipment? How are these kids getting to games? These parents can't afford this stuff, and it was just list of why it couldn't happen, instead of just putting it out there and hoping something great does. I mean, I went to city council, it was a big initiative. I was only 24 years old at the time too, trying to make this happen, so maybe that's why they didn't take me so seriously. But it broke my heart to be in downtown Detroit, coming from where I grew up in the Novi area, where you see ball fields all the time and you see kids on them all the time. There's ball fields in Detroit, but you just never see anybody on them.
I feel like they're just putting more effort into the city right now, just because Detroit's kind of had that oh wow, look at Detroit now type feel. And it really is only the downtown. I mean, I would love to see that in the inner city.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting to see it. Like, property prices have risen across the city for like the first time in 50 years in Detroit. But yeah, that's the thing. You try in 2004, the city was like dead, man. Like, I probably. When I was living at the Jeffersonian, there was some odd moments of my little white ass walking around the city at all time, going to party stores at crazy hours, balling at Irma Henderson Park and stuff like that. It was a different Detroit at that time. But I like seeing what Pals did, like you said, Joey. They're building up the downtown area, and you hope that spreads to the city.
At the speed and the rate right now that we're growing, it's gonna happen, and that's why we like to see people all going and shifting towards downtown. Obviously, this COVID definitely hurt. Like, me being downtown yesterday made me realize how dead it really is, and it's so sad to see, but it's just within time, this COVID.
Well, you saw it when we went to American Coney Island, you know, and stuff like that. Like, all those businesses that are built up around the corporations being down there, they're not serving lunch to everybody at Quicken Loans anymore, and the food trucks aren't down there. It's different, and it's going to be different, but we'll get back to where it needs to be. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Adam about his bets of the night. It's March Madness time, baby, so make sure you're filling out your bracket and, compete with us. Let's see what you got. Go to woodwardsports.com, click on bracket. We'll be right back with Adam.
Welcome to Crumble Cookies. It is Joey from Woodward Sports, and this is my new favorite spot where I like to spend my time because they have the best cookies I've ever had in my entire life, and you won't regret coming here and trying them. Located off of Rochester Road, right next to the Imagine Theaters in Rochester Hills, it's Crumble Cookies. Come try these delicious cookies. They even got their own app. They got curbside pickup. They got delivery. You won't regret it. Just come try for yourself. You'll thank me later. I promise.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show. Happy Friday to you. The sun is out. It's looking beautiful on Woodward today. I got some NCAA brackets starting. Got the tournament starting.
Like this weekend?
64. The weather's looking absolutely gorgeous this weekend.
Oh, damn!
Like 60s.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's get naked, Detroit. All right, speaking of getting naked.
Okay.
No, Joey, keep your damn shirt on. Adam comes on every morning about 8:50 to discuss his bets of the day. Yesterday, a little rough, but we know sometimes playing games are hard to predict because who the hell knows about these schools
financially,
anyway?
Yesterday was a great day.
Because, you
pick-wise, it looked pretty shit.
A lot of rough.
But if you listened on Michigan State, you made money.
Okay.
You got in my head and made me pick the stars.
Corey. So what do you got for today, Adam?
Oh, I'm so excited for March Madness, but I'm gonna steer away from it because all the games start tomorrow, or at least the games I care about.
Okay.
I'm not interested in any games.
You're not interested in any of the 16 games today?
So I'll tell you why. There's no money to be made, and that's like a big reason. Like, you're not gonna bet the 1 seed games unless you have a 16 seed going on. I sure as hell don't have a 16 seed winning this year, so that takes those out of the equations, and those are like minus 3,500, minus 4,000. Those are just not worth putting money on. It's just not. And I'm not gonna sit there and pick a 1 seed on it. It's just why? So I look like a smart ass.
Yes.
Like it's pointless. So
what about 15s? You got any 15 seeds?
I do, but.
There's some money there.
We're going to talk about that after the show. Because I'm going to finalize my bracket after the show. Anyways, first game I'm going to go with the Utah Jazz. They're coming off a bad loss yesterday to the Washington Wizards. I love them off a back-to-back. 3-0 this year off back-to-back in terms of when I've picked them off coming off a back-to-back. I think they'll cover the spread tonight against the Raptors. I think they'll win by more than 5 points. I'm super, super confident in that game. Then I'm going to go to the under in the Trailblazers and Mavericks game. Typically, I would bet the over, but 237 is my number where I just stay away from, and I always pick the under. This is at 234. It's really, really close to it. I don't see both of these teams getting into the 120s. I see one team maybe squeaking out 121 scored and the other a 110. I don't see it happening. Just not tonight. And of course, our Pistons play tonight.
Yeah, and what do you do against the Pistons?
What do you do against the Pistons? They're 11-29. You bet against them,
You're
guys.
betting against them with the Houston Rockets.
18-game losing streak.
With the
ends
Houston
tonight.
Rockets.
Listen. Here, I'll throw everybody at home
Disrespectful.
a bone. I'll throw
You
everyone.
picked the Stars last night.
Disrespectful.
We're
Adam.
talking about the
Stars.
Pistons. We're not talking about the Stars. Fish.
Tell him, Fish.
Stars.
Fish. The Red Wings winning last night is stupid as shit. One, they shouldn't win. They had 21 shots. The Stars had 40. All right? The Fabry scored a hat trick. I'm not gonna have this discussion. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna keep betting
in the Wings jersey.
These are low times for Detroit sports, which means they're high times if you're a Detroit sports fan because you can make money off of it and bet against them. 11-29 are the Pistons, and I believe the Red Wings are pretty damn close to that record too. So if you're betting against them every single game this season, you're a happy guy.
Hey, if I say Stars every single minute today to you, are you gonna kick my ass?
I will.
I think Stick will.
I will. We got you, Fish.
Anyways, where the hell was I? The Pistons.
Yes.
So I'll throw you guys a bone.
You're taking the Pistons to lose against a team that hasn't won a game in 18 games.
I'll throw you guys a bone. I'm waiting for the lines to adjust because I think a lot of people are going to be taking the Houston Rockets. When I see the Pistons are a 3.5 point or 4.5 point underdog, I may shift some money onto the Pistons later this afternoon, and I'll keep everyone updated. But as of now, 18-game losing streak. I think it ends tonight. You
know what bothers me?
I think the Rockets beat the Pistons.
You know what bothers me?
What's up?
I'm on your side on this one, Adam.
Christian Wood's back. Porter Jr.'s
yeah.
back. They just played a really good game against Golden State, but they threw it away in the second half. I think they end the losing streak tonight. It's that simple.
Listen, it's an 18-game
You just said a team on an 18-game losing streak played a really good game. They haven't played a really good game in 18 damn games.
You know what
played a
happens
really
to these
good game
big losing
compared to the
streaks,
shit
though,
they've been
Stick?
playing.
What's that?
They end at some time.
Oh, yeah. The longer a streak goes, the closer it is to ending. I just don't think it's happening tonight. But.
All right. Well, my $20 says it is.
All right.
Next game we're going to go into, Alex, if you could throw up all of my games real quick. I'm going to move into basketball.
Yeah,
again.
Indiana and
What
Heat.
am I going to do? I love it. 215.5. Miami Heat, stingy team. Sometimes you get points from them. Sometimes you don't. It's a very frustrating team to bet with, but I'm going to take the over. I think the Pacers are... I think both teams get over 100 points. You get both teams over 100 points, you're at 200. You're telling me we can't score more than 15 points combined. I think this game gets just over. I think it's going to be a nail-biter. I think this game finishes about 218, 219. So I'll take the over. I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to cap the night off with hockey. I'm going to take the Washington Capitals to win straight up on the money line. Minus 140, super friendly money line. They are on the road, but... I like Washington. Alex Ovechkin has been on a goal-scoring streak. Goals in 4 straight games. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, Ovi's my favorite hockey player, maybe of all time, outside of Detroit Red Wings. I love
Especially
Ovi.
in NHL.
Yeah.
Playing, oof.
Oh, yeah.
He's so fun.
He's one of those guys that when they got their ring, you're like, man, that
about
caps
time.
off a career. I watched you for 15 years, man. Well done.
Yeah, he should have had that ring much earlier. All right, so let's run down all these bets one more time for everybody watching and listening right now. And thank you to everybody that's commenting right now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We appreciate you. If you want to bet any of these lines, make sure you go to mybookie.com, enter promo code Woodward, and we'll match 50% of your first deposit. Adam, what you got?
All right, we're going to take the Jazz to cover the spread tonight against the Toronto Raptors. I think they'll win by more than 5 points. I think we'll get the under in the Portland Trailblazers and the Dallas Mavericks game. 234 points is a lot of points. Yes, both very high-powered offenses, but Portland's coming off a game from last night, so they're coming off a back-to-back. Damian Lillard put in a 36-point shift. I don't think it's going to happen again. And then I'm going to get the Rockets. Honestly, I really would have loved the Rockets as an underdog on this pick. So it's smart money to bet either way, honestly. You could take the Pistons or the Rockets. I'm personally taking the Rockets. I'm putting $20 on this game for sure. I'm really confident that the Rockets will end their 18-game winning streak. Christian Wood comes back, haunts the Pistons. Kevin Porter Jr. comes off of a solid debut against Golden State and helps the team get their first win in God knows how long. And then I'm going to take the over in the Pacers Heat game, 215.5 points. I like it. It's a friendly number. I think both teams get well into the hundreds. I'm not too worried about this game. And then the Washington Capitals, Alex Ovechkin, what can I say? 4 straight games with goals. He just moved in, I believe, 5th all-time in scoring in terms of goals in the NHL history. That's amazing. I think that streak continues tonight. I think he gets a goal, maybe a few assists. Who knows? Washington Capitals win. I'll take that money line straight up.
Beautiful. Well, those are Adam's bets of the night, so make sure you get those in. Go to mybookie.com, like we said, and get yourself some free money, too, by entering that promo code Woodward. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, lots of layers to peel back on this Deshaun Watson thing, and we're going to do our best to have a smart conversation about it as much as we can with the details that we know. We'll talk about it next on the Woodward Sports Network.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate. Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
Fish is... I don't know how to describe Fish around here, man. Like, we were talking the other day, like, Woodward Sports would not exist if it wasn't for Fish. He doesn't believe us, but it's so true. Like, he is our spirit animal. He does so much around here, so thank you, Fish, for all that you do, and especially getting that ball from Joik Bell, because he said he didn't fumble, but you got him to fumble.
Thank you guys. You guys are the best.
I love you, Fish. So, when was it? Monday that we first talked about this, or was it Tuesday?
Yep.
I think it was Monday.
Either way.
Earlier this week.
Yeah, earlier this week. It got brought up that Deshaun Watson was being charged with sexual misconduct by one young lady, and we took the approach of, okay, let's wait and see before we jump to any conclusions on either side. Let's give this girl her time in court, and let's not clear Deshaun of anything, but let's not also villainize him of anything, because we don't know enough yet. And I think sometimes in society, people don't want to admit that they don't know, so they try to make something up, or they try to figure it out before they can actually have the facts, and that's not somebody I ever want to be. I don't know, and we didn't know at that point, but now we're starting to see a pattern. Yesterday, we acknowledged that another lawsuit has been brought forward against Deshaun Watson, and then yesterday after the show, a third accuser came forward, and now, Joey, you're reading as many as 6 accusers have come forward against Deshaun Watson.
Yep, they're saying that they're going to be announcing 3 more, totaling up to 6 and counting.
6 and counting.
Actually, it's 9.
It's 9 now.
No, it was always 9. It just, that it was from what I've been reading, was always like around 9.
Initially, or after the first one?
After the third one, it was like there may be 6 more, so bringing it to a total of around potentially 9. So
needless to say, it's impossible to keep track of how many women right now are accusing Deshaun Watson of sexual misconduct. And, at first it was, he paid a masseuse, and it got a little out of control, and it's like, okay, obviously if he did something wrong, he needs to be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law, and we'll let the courts handle this. But now the court of public opinion is weighing in because of the amount of people that are involved in this, and details are starting to come out, and they're really strange details. Alex, could you throw up the lawsuit so we can kind of talk about this? Let me see. So it says Watson asked, I can't read that from that far. You got it, Joey?
Yeah, so Watson then asked his abdominals to be massaged as well. Plaintiff then started massaging his rib cage above his... All right, that's really
yeah, no, I got it. Okay, his rib cage above his navel, and was about to start his abdominal belly when Watson got more aggressive, forcefully telling her to move her hands down to his pubic area. At that point, Watson was in control. Watson instructed her to slide her hand across his genitals. Plaintiff started shaking at this point, and Watson clearly knew that she was afraid. Plaintiff felt intimidated and threatened. She was afraid of what somebody like Watson could do if she was not to submit to his demands. Watson kept coercing and intimidating the plaintiff, and it was to the point that Watson covered the plaintiff to move her mouth towards his penis, forcing plaintiff to perform oral sex on him. Plaintiff did not consent to any of this content. Plaintiff blacked out for a few minutes from fear. Plaintiff was confused and terrified. Plaintiff wishes she would have been more courageous and would have ended the massage, but she felt helpless in that moment. Plaintiff's under Watson's control. After he was finished, Watson got up, offered no apology. Plaintiff was in shock. Watson got dressed and left like nothing had happened. Plaintiff was left shaking, violated, and ashamed. Plaintiff was so shaken she defecated on herself and ran to the bathroom to clean herself up. That was the part to me that I was like, obviously all of this is bad.
Yeah.
But
in description too, when you have to hear that and read that,
right, and you just think of the mindset you have to be in to be that terrified and that afraid, and to publicly admit that, because obviously people have pride. Even when something like this happens to you, you have pride, but to go as far to admit that in a court document, I'm not taking sides, but I'm believing this more than I'm believing Deshaun at this point.
I'm reading a lot of different things, and first off, I empathize with any victims of sexual assault or misconduct. Anybody who does that to somebody is a trash human being.
Yep.
And they deserve to be brought to justice. But I will say that there are several things that are concerning about it, and I'm looking at all the details, and while there are more cases starting to come out, a lot of the details are starting to be sketch. And I did talk, like I said the other day, I talked to one of my lawyer friends about something similar to this before. One person comes out against you, might be lying. 2 people might be co-conspirating. 3 people or more, there might be some smoke there. But the one thing that I did, I went back and talked to a lawyer again about this, just to kind of like, about this specific situation. And I asked, is there a reason why they went for the civil suit as opposed to going the criminal route? And what he told me was that with criminal cases, it has to be proven beyond reasonable doubt that that person did that. With a civil suit, it's easier to convict, to get a guilty verdict against somebody, because the burden of proof is less.
Right.
So that is easier. So it's like he may have did it, so you can go ahead and go that route. So that's what really struck me. They didn't go to the police. They're going. All of these are not criminal cases. They're all civil suits. So the timing of it, like with him immediately, him leaving, wanting to leave the Texans, and then immediately after they signed Tyrod Taylor, all of these cases came out. I'm not saying there's any correlation, but it was just weird, ironic timing. Like as soon as they got him, all this comes out.
And to add to that, which is just continuing with the irony behind this, is I was even reading that the attorney is the owner's friend.
Yeah, the attorney released a statement on his Instagram, and we have that as well. And his name is Busby or Busby?
Busby, yeah.
Busby or Busby. And it says, I'm extremely proud to represent those who have no perceived power against those who have perceived power. Things are changing in this country, in this great state, and in this great city. And I feel like it's for the better for all of us. Today, we filed a suit against Deshaun Watson. Too many times women have put up with the behavior that we all know no one should put up with. Should we make excuses for the famous or those who hold special positions or quarterbacks on a local professional football team? I don't think so. All people are equal and all deserve dignity and respect. My dad was a butcher. My mother drove my school bus and worked at the snack bar. Knowing what I know now, my mama had more dignity in her pinky finger than most executives or coaches or politicians or famous athletes have in their whole bodies. This case was just filed against Watson isn't about money. It's about dignity and stopping the behavior that should be stopped now. Stay tuned for details. Let me say this. I'm a Marine. I am not easily intimidated. If you have info or have been a part of this, contact my office, txattorneys.com.
But wait a minute. He said this isn't about money, but they filed a civil suit. They didn't go criminal. They didn't go the criminal route.
Maybe it's about money for the victims. They want compensation for it. I mean, and I understand what you're saying.
This is an attorney.
Right.
They're all in it for the money.
Honestly,
that's facts.
Yeah. He is in it for the money.
Yeah.
He ain't doing this pro bono.
He's gonna get a percentage. If they were to settle, he's gonna get a nice chunk of that.
Oh, for sure. And why do you think he's putting it out there to call for more people to come to him too, if they've ever experienced something like this? I don't like soliciting like that for people to come and be a part of your civil suit, but at the end of the day, if a girl reads that has been assaulted and comes forward, it is all worth it. Like, and that's why these situations are just so damn hard to talk about, because we don't know. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
We don't know. But what we're seeing is compiling information that's leaning me this way.
I'm just going to be upfront. It doesn't look good for Deshaun Watson at all.
No
matter whether you want to believe that he's innocent or whether you believe that he did it, it doesn't look good from either way. Just without talking out of ignorance, because there is still more. The details are still sketchy. Not enough information out there. For me, again, the timing of everything is just too suspicious for me. It's just too much irony about how he moved, and then all of a sudden this stuff comes out. Now he's being investigated by the NFL. There is a clause in there, like if he does anything that impugns the integrity of the game or their image, I believe the Texans will be able to get out of that contract and not pay him. So I mean, it's so many different things going on here. I don't know I don't know, and I don't want to. I
know you don't want to say it, but you're kind of leaning towards the Texans are putting this out there to kind of destroy Deshaun Watson. Is that what you're? I'm not saying you're saying that, but is that something that has crossed your mind?
It crossed my mind that he's getting Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
I mean, because remember, Dave Chappelle went to Comedy Central, Viacom, about his money, and they said that he went to Africa to go smoke crack.
Yeah, that whole thing.
And now he just recently was paid his money because he did a comedy show with Netflix and asked, not Netflix, on Instagram, and asked fans to not support the product because he wasn't getting paid. So I don't want to disrespect potential victims out there by saying like this is all a lie. They're lying. They're trying to go and do a money grab. Just until we get more details, it just looks sketchy to me. But again, if those details come out like hardcore, hey, he did this, I don't care who you are. I don't care if I'm a fan of you or not. He should be punished to the full extent of the law and the full extent that the NFL can be able to punish him.
The thing about it, though, is, I mean, the facts to this whole situation right now is either he did it or he didn't do it.
Yep.
If he did do it, this obviously is an easy opportunity for the Texans to take advantage of and somehow spin this in their favor. So it's not good either way. It really isn't, because, I mean, that's the business side to it. And it sucks that there's always something that's business related underneath everything, especially something that could, I mean, Corey said up to 9 girls now. That 9 girls to get sexually assaulted by one guy, like, that's just disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And the Texans, obviously, I mean, it's going to work. Whatever happens, it's going to work. That this is going to hurt him. This is going to hurt opportunities for him to go to any other team.
That was going to be my next question. So now, he's been rumored like the San Francisco 49ers are close to making a deal, and that's where he would go.
Nobody going to touch him with a 10-foot pole right now, because now if you trade assets for him and it comes out that he actually did do this, then that team is screwed. Right now, the Texans have, regardless of how this turns out, the Texans have all of the leverage on Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. And if I'm a team, and obviously Deshaun Watson is a transcendent quarterback, he's great on the field, but we're not talking about on the field things here right now. We're talking about baggage that comes along with him, no matter where he goes at this point. Whether, and this is where we get back into, like, since we don't know, this could be a Duke lacrosse situation where, somebody was paid to come forward with a story to try to ruin some kids' lives. I don't know that, and I don't want to discredit these females coming forward, because
it's just you've seen it in history. That's it.
Well, and that's what really pisses me off is you want to believe all women, right? But history has shown you can't believe all women all the time in everything. So, but you also don't want to be an asshole and be like, hey,
Exactly.
you know, like, whatever. I can't believe you because you're a woman. And it's just such a weird position to be in, especially when you don't have all the facts. But facts keep coming. Well, not facts. Lawsuits keep coming forward. Because you could put whatever you want in a lawsuit. I could sue you tomorrow, right, and say, Corey pinned me in the bathroom and tried to mouth kiss me. Again, for the 4th time. No, but I could honestly put that in a lawsuit, file it, and it would be public knowledge.
Exactly.
And you didn't do it, clearly. Obviously, that's not the relationship we have, Corey. Hopefully we evolve there one day. But for real, like, lawsuits are just lawsuits at this point. They have to go through the criminal process.
Yep.
There has to be proof. And that's another thing. How do you prove that a guy told you to touch his dick?
Right. There's not going to be. He's not dumb enough to do it with a camera right there overlooking. I mean,
there's not witnesses in massage rooms.
This
it's
is
just
the hardest
you and
part.
them.
If it wasn't for a Duke or something, then my head wouldn't even think other options. I hate
or
that.
Brian Banks for the foul.
Yep.
He lost 6 years of his life.
Quintez Cephas.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Quintez Cephas. We can talk about that right
One
now.
of our own.
Falsely accused of raping girls when he had text messages of them saying they wanted to have a threesome with them, so they were consenting well before he even got there, and then they consented while he was there, then filed a lawsuit for him. He had to take a year off college, lost draft position, lost millions of dollars, and it just sucks that we can point to these examples and not everybody's just an honorable human being to where we can trust them.
And thing is, I've had friends who, like I said, I've had friends who've been sexually assaulted. I've actually saved a friend from a date rape while her drink got drugged and dudes were trying to take her home, and we're at a party. I'm kind of drunk myself, but I can see when something going on. I'm like, nah. Hey, she's coming with me. Y'all good? No, we got him. Like, nah, she's good. Like, it's dudes. It's sad that there are dudes out there like that.
Oh no, and bastard dudes.
I have to be sensitive to those victims, but at the same time, it sucks that one bad apple or several bad apples spoil it for the real victims out there. Where you have to be like, yo, did he really do this?
Right.
We've seen situations where guys get set up. Maybe it's something, going on screwy behind the scenes.
Well, and you throw in all the contract stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what you kept pointing to. Like, that's the weird timing before it all.
It was literally as soon as they signed Tyrod Taylor, accuser 1, 2, and 3, like less than 48 hours.
Yeah.
It just, I'm not saying that they're doing it. It's just the timing is just,
9 is a lot,
looks
though.
ugly.
Yeah, 9 is a lot. To convince 9 people to lie, that's tough to do.
Is it? 9 people?
Because the thing about it is, all they have to do since it's a civil suit, and since they're all civil suits, they just have to make him look guilty, and hoping he'll probably settle out of court or something like that.
Yeah,
because remember, apparently the guy Busby went to him immediately with settlements.
Yes, and that was Deshaun Watson's initial reaction. Like, hey, they didn't try to do this. They just came to me for money first, and that's why I shot them down.
Busby said it ain't about money, though.
Well, as we know, lawyers lie. So yeah, we're gonna keep you up to date on this as more things come through. It's obviously it's weird how this has developed so far. In the course of a week. Like Monday, it was like, oh man, this looks bad for Deshaun Watson, but let's be patient and see.
And then he came out with that little note that he wrote.
Yep.
And that's where I was like, no man, this is BS. But now, to Corey's lawyer friend, that 1, 2, and then that 3. That 3 just
the third again. That third person, like, all right, bro.
But I think it's important for everybody involved in this to not act with certainty on either side just yet. Like, just keep weighing everything that's coming through. Just keep taking all the information as it's coming at you, and then we'll have our decision. Because I'm not going to commit one way or another, because I don't want to be an asshole and be wrong. Like, I do partially believe the women. I do partially believe Deshaun Watson. And this is why we have the court of law.
I just hope that if he did this, then he was brought to justice. But if he didn't do this and it comes out that he didn't, this just does another disservice to the argument to women's position in this. So I'm not hoping that he did this. I'm just hoping that doesn't come off that it was fabricated, because it sets everything back.
See, this is far bigger than just the woman if this were to be false.
Yeah.
Because this is the entire Texans organization. Because you look at the way that this all unfolded, obviously Deshaun asks for out. He wants to leave Houston. But then when this all pops off, after signing Tyrod Taylor, then all of a sudden it's the owner's friend that becomes the attorney for this case. There's just so much to this, and it's all allegedly, so I can't take any side on anything.
Do you think this comes out if he doesn't ask for a trade?
He put himself on the radar. He
I
put
mean,
himself on the radar.
Yes.
You think so?
If it's true, yes. Like, if it's true, this comes out no matter what. Even if he's traded across the country, it's still going to come out.
Yeah.
If it's false, then no. It's, you know, it's shady business on the behalf of, I don't want to accuse the Texans, but it's shady business.
Allegedly
shady
the Texans.
Allegedly, right. Yeah. So, yeah, let's just, you know, keep clear head about this. We'll keep a pulse on it. Obviously, nobody wins in this, no matter what.
Nobody.
If Deshaun Watson did it, nobody wins. If he didn't do it, nobody wins. So I just, these situations are icky. I don't like being around them. I don't like being around men that abuse women, and I make sure of that in my life. That if I've never come across one of my friends mistreating their wife, girlfriend, significant other in any manner, and if they did, they'd have to deal with my 6'4" ass.
What about players? What about Gabe Brown and MSU coach Tom Izzo? I mean, how do you handle that mistreatment?
Honestly, if I'm Gabe Brown, I'm turning around and I'm smacking Tom Izzo.
He thought about it. He
dude,
did.
For real, any grown man grips me up past the age of 18, you're getting fucking hit. Like, that's just it. That's it. Like, you lay your hands on me, it's on. It's just, you know,
bets
like,
are off.
Yeah, like Jawan Howard said, I'm from Chicago. He took a step towards me, I went in defense mode. I'm from Detroit. You put hands on me, I'm putting hands on you. Period. That's it. End of story.
Facts. Those are the facts.
Let's take a quick break and let's get back into bracket talk, because that's the fun of today. We have to cover these stories when they come through. They're not fun to cover for me. I get weird talking about them, but I feel if we don't talk about them and have sound, solid conversations that are logical and reasonable, that you're going to hear a bunch of shit from everybody else and it just not makes sense and it becomes over-dramatic, over-sensationalized. So we hope we at least provide a decent perspective here on the Morning Wood Show. I got to give a shout-out to Grow Green. GrowGreenMI.com is where you need to go right now if you're starting your grow, or if you already got one growing. They will take care of you. And their prices, they'll beat pretty much anybody, especially if you're doing a big order of like $5,000 from somewhere. Take it to Grow Green, show them what you're paying. They will beat that price. PJ promised me that, and I trust PJ with my life. Love that guy so much. GrowGreenMI.com today. You can visit their store in Whitmore Lake, or you can give them a call, 810-299-2900. But make sure you tell them Woodward Sports sent you so they can hook you up with some good deals and get you a free t-shirt. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, our final four predictions right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. And thank you to everybody who's downloaded our app and given us a 5-star review. This is for you, baby. We appreciate you. Our
all
app,
5 stars.
All 5 stars. Our app is available right now in the Apple or Google Play Store, so make sure you download it so you can take it with you anywhere that you go. You know, we've had lots of people that used to follow us and comment all the time on Facebook. You see them pop in. Listen on the app. Gotta go. I love that kind of stuff. So thank you for everybody that listens to us on every platform, because when you put all these platforms together, this thing's becoming massive, and we couldn't do it without you. Massive thing today, 16 games, baby, to start the tournament. I have buddies texting me like, hey, what are you doing at 1? Let's go to a bar. Let's do this. And, you know, I almost forgot how awesome the tournament was, because we went a whole year without it. Like, I wrote this down earlier. It's been 730 days since the round of 64. Wow. 730 days.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that. Obviously, last year there was no March Madness, but sheesh.
So 2 years without March Madness, and I almost forgot about the buzz you feel the day of, going to the bar at noon on a Friday.
The hair standing up.
Yeah, you walk around the office, everybody's got their boss button up and their computers ready to go.
Multiple monitors.
Dude, I love those reports where they come out with how much time is wasted in the work office during the tournament, because it's just like, it's an incredible amount. It's like billions of dollars man hours are wasted because of this tournament, but I wouldn't say they're wasted at all.
I mean, come on, it's March Madness, it's sports.
Right.
This time only comes once a year. Come on.
Yeah.
Nothing's wasted.
So there's 16 games today. Guys, we're still doing our bracket challenge. First place in that is going to get a PS5 and a TV. Second place, you're going to get that Shinola watch. And if you're good enough and you actually pull off the perfect bracket, that's hard to do, so we're going to give you $500,000. But this is really about giving that PS5 away with that 65-inch TV, the Shinola watch, pizza for a year, another 50-inch TV, $250 Topgolf gift cards, and a brand-new toilet if you finish dead last. That's the fun part of this bracket that's going on right now. So don't think, oh, my God, if I don't get a perfect bracket, I'm not winning anything. No, you're still competing against all of us. So get in there, and I love that we're going to be able to track all of these and see the scoreboard. This is going to be a fun couple weeks here at Woodward Sports. So make sure you get involved, because we want to talk about your picks. We want to talk about your teams. We want to talk about how you picked it. So thank you guys for being a part of it. Just go to woodwardsports.com. It's absolutely free to sign up. So, I wrote down some questions for us, and we can get into that right now. Who is your biggest upset going to be in this NCAA tournament, looking at your bracket?
You know what? I went back and forth over this because I went ahead and I did another bracket.
Did you? Okay.
I went ahead and I did
Ours
another.
or just a different one?
A different one.
Okay.
Because I'm keeping that one. I'm just gonna that one I'm keeping because that's my fun bracket.
Have you changed it since the first one?
Yes.
I've changed mine like 3 or 4 times.
I'm changing it in a little bit.
Well, and especially after the play-in games last night. Like, I had Michigan State going to the Elite Eight to play Michigan because, like we talked about it, once they got by UCLA, it's like BYU and a bunch of other trash teams that they should have gone pretty far. And, you expect Izzo, but first 4 games, no thank you. Now we get to actually fill out the bracket with who's playing today and tomorrow.
Yep.
So who's your biggest upset that you guys have in your brackets?
Today or in bracket?
Just bracket period. First round.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go with one of your guys. You talked about. He's the coach of Grand Canyon University.
You bailed on them too.
That's gonna.
Not yet.
I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna make that my upset. Grand Canyon is gonna knock out Iowa.
Ooh, baby, a 15 over a 2.
Man, Luka's about to smack you.
That happens 3.7% of the time when a 15 upsets a 2.
Hey, you gotta have some fun with it. That's what's gonna happen. That's my upset.
I like it. Why Grand Canyon University? Is it because of all the stuff I told you?
All the stuff you told me.
Yes.
I'm stealing everything from Stick on this one, and I just looked at it. I'm like, the upsets are not supposed to make sense,
right?
And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, Grand Canyon has no business beating Iowa. That's why that's going to be the upset.
Well, and when you look at Iowa, obviously they got Garza, who's going to be up for the National Player of the Year. But outside of him, and, when you play a team like Grand Canyon that just drains threes, motion offense, like these are the teams that show up and show out in these tournaments because you don't really have a scouting report on them. You've never played them, then I just found out yesterday that Bryce Drew is their coach, and just miraculously, I brought that up randomly for our favorite moments that Bryce Drew hitting that Valpo shot. So he knows how to get a team ready for tournament time. You don't think he's playing his Valpo shot over and over and over for these guys, being like, listen, I built my life around this
Your
moment.
life,
you can
literally.
do the same thing if you upset Iowa.
He probably is. Is that going to happen? No, y'all are both dumb as hell. But my upset that I got is going to be Cleveland State beating Houston, because you look at a team like Houston, very similar to my thoughts on Gonzaga. Those are 2 of the best teams in the country right there, allegedly.
Allegedly.
And I just don't see it with Houston. Teams that they've played this year, and Cleveland State, that division in the Horizon League, honestly, it's not that bad of a division.
No, you got Oakland, you got University of Detroit, which has, what was he, the second leading scorer in the nation this year? Antoine?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like the team really looks good, and that's going to be my only upset that I got in the first one. I got a couple other like 12s and 11s, but upset for me is like 14, 15, or 16.
Oh, yeah.
Seeds.
So I did consider Grand Canyon University over Iowa as one of my upsets. I also considered Cleveland State as one of my upsets. Really, I don't have a ton of upsets in my first round. I kind of went all chalk, but it's tough because now I want to root for UCLA to win against BYU because I had Michigan State beating BYU. So that may be one of my first round upsets. I also have Maryland beating UConn. That is an upset that I have just because of the strength of the Big Ten. You know, as much as Maryland got trounced by Michigan several times this year, and the coaches almost got in a fight. I like to see that fight out of a coach, even if he knows he's going to get his ass whooped by Jawan. Honestly, it endeared me to him a little bit, and I like the way Maryland plays ball, man. Like they're big on 3-point shots. They can make some noise in this tournament. Plus, playing that hard Big Ten schedule and then going up against a UConn, I think they'll be all right.
It ain't the old UConn. This is the new version of UConn.
Right. So that's my big upset. I also have Syracuse beating San Diego State. Just because it's tough to Syracuse is almost like Michigan State. Like, it's tournament time. Syracuse is going to do something because that's what Syracuse does. So they just do something come tournament time.
Well, what's your because a lot of these I'm sure are just like you having fun, right? What's your certain this game will be an upset?
I don't. You don't
have any of those?
That's what I love about the tournament. I mean, if I had to pick one that I knew would be an upset, I'm looking at the bracket right now. There's really not a ton. Like I said, I took a lot of chalk in the first round. I didn't pick too many upsets, so that would probably be my biggest upset right there.
Do you have a Georgetown, Colorado? Who do you got? 12
Actually,
versus 5?
I have Utah State beating Texas Tech.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So that's an 11 over a 6. That happens like 37% of the time.
What about Georgetown? Do you guys got Georgetown, who's the number 12 seed in that game, or do you have Colorado number 5?
That was your upset, right?
That's a big one. That's that's one that I'm so confident on because I got to see them play a lot throughout the tournament, and they just beat so many amazing teams, and just seeing them that Izzo in March is the bullshit. I'm taking that to Georgetown this season.
Georgetown?
Yeah.
That's your sweet sleeper squad?
Not sleeper squad throughout the entire tournament.
Just the first round?
Yeah, my sleeper squad throughout the entire tournament's West Virginia because I love Miles McBride. He's been shooting at 15 points per game, but I think he's going to be the breakout star this tournament.
In my second bracket that I did, I have West Virginia in my Final Four.
Me too.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get to that. Who do you guys have in your Final Four? Mine really hasn't changed since the beginning. So, I mean,
you didn't have Michigan?
Huh?
You had Michigan?
I have Michigan, yeah.
You sticking with Michigan?
I'm sticking with Michigan for sure. Yeah. A lot of national people don't have Michigan in their Final Four. Corey, what is your redo bracket? Who do you have now in your Final Four?
I'm about to get thrown off this set.
Uh-oh.
I have, like I said, I have 2 brackets. I'm keeping my first bracket, the one with Hall Financial. Our bracket, I'm keeping that one the same. But I did another bracket. Here's my Final Four. Michigan versus Kansas. And West Virginia versus Ohio State.
Wow, so you're only putting one number 1 seed in the Final Four.
Yep, this was another one. My logic on this, have fun. See where you can find some matchups that don't make sense, but could possibly, that one shining moment could happen in that game.
Right.
And that's how I went with it. And I went with, this is going to be so much fun. I went with Michigan versus Ohio State for the Natty.
Oh, God, that would be amazing.
That'd be way better than Michigan State this year.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, man.
And here's why I said, and that's exactly, it's funny you mention that. That's exactly why I did it. I said, you know what? Michigan cannot beat Ohio State in the past couple of decades in football. They just can't get it. They can't get that W. But what if they could do it in the national championship? What if they met in the national championship? How fun of a story would that be, and just add a different layer to the rivalry? So I said, you know what? Let me do it.
That would be fun. It still wouldn't mean as much as if they beat them in football.
It would be a fun to talk about.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Joey, who do you got in your Final Four?
Michigan is the only one that I might change, but currently I have Iowa taking on Michigan and then Baylor taking on West Virginia. Going on to Michigan versus Baylor with Michigan winning it all, but I am going to change it.
You are going to change it? Why?
Yeah, I don't know about changing the Final Four. Maybe I'll keep them there, but I don't have them going all the way.
Okay.
I don't feel confident with this team anymore. I don't.
Well, like I said, I picked all chalk, and I have all #1 seeds making it to the Final Four. I took the easy way out.
Yeah, come on.
It is and it isn't because you guys didn't do it. So, I mean, it's the same thing. So, I have Gonzaga and Michigan playing each other. I have Michigan beating Gonzaga to get into the championship game. And I have Baylor and Illinois. And I have Illinois beating Baylor to get to the championship game. And then I have Illinois beating Michigan in the championship game. So, I don't have Michigan winning it all, but I do have an all Big Ten final similar to you on your secondary bracket. If you're watching right now and you're in the comments, let us know who you think is going to be in the Final Four. I want your Final Four predictions right now on Facebook and YouTube. Let us know, and thank you guys for watching right there. So, yeah, man, I can't believe it's already tournament time.
I will say this. I think regardless of how it turns out, I think there are going to be 2 Big Ten teams in the Final Four.
I think so, too, for sure.
Illinois to me is one of those teams that I don't know why I had them losing a little bit earlier against West Virginia because, I think Miles McBride is going to blow up this tournament. But that's just crazy that we're having this conversation of Big Ten teams being so strong this year.
It's awesome. I love it. I feel like the SEC in football.
Seriously.
And in my second bracket, I have Illinois getting knocked out by Loyola Chicago.
Nice.
Sister Jean, huh?
Sister
Going
Jean.
to the ship.
Yeah, Joey, to your point, I have West Virginia making it all the way to the Elite Eight. I have them beating Clemson to get there because Clemson's one of my sleepers to beat up on Houston in that second round. So we'll see about
you got
that.
Illinois beating them there?
Yeah. Then Illinois just rolls all the way through. Nobody's going to stop Coburn, man. I've fallen in love with Coburn. I think he's a beast.
Who?
Cockburn. Your boy Cockburn.
Okay.
Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do a quick Joey's News, and then we have a new show that's coming up tomorrow morning on the Woodward Sports Network for soccer fans. So if you like soccer, we got some news for you coming up next. We're inside Grow Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go!
March Madness is finally here, and we can say let's go to that because 16 games today. Woo. There's one team that isn't in the Final 64, guys. One of our very own teams, Michigan State. Coach Tom Izzo. March is not his month this year. Unfortunately, lost to UCLA by 6 yesterday in overtime, and this is the first time since '96 that Izzo and MSU did not make the round of 64 in the NCAA tournament. Never thought that we would see this. Never did. Jared Goff is officially a Detroit Lion. Yesterday was the official day that they introduced him, and he even came out on social media and posted this video.
What's up, Lions fans? It's Jared Goff. Happy to be here. Excited to get going. Let's go.
Let's go!
Love that excitement. I'm glad you're as excited as we are to have you here in Detroit.
Hi, guys. I came to play quarterback. Let's go.
I could see this all unfold. The media team just goes up, hey, Jared, could you do this quick little video for us? Yeah, what do you want me to say? Hey, Detroit fans, I'm excited to be here in Detroit. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Just read it off a teleprompter, probably. The Detroit Red Wings yesterday, they won 3-2 against the Dallas Stars here in Detroit at LCA. And this play right here, Larkin misses, passes it.
Stars.
Right there to Fabry. Beautiful hat trick on that goal right there. And the Red Wings did look good.
Yeah. No, they look great yesterday. Anytime you get a hat trick, I'll take it. And you said there weren't many fans there, but there were at least like 20 hats thrown on the ice. That's awesome.
There was at least 20 hats.
Any octopi thrown out there?
No.
Oh, man. It's going to be so easy to locate the octopi thrower when there's 7 fans in the stands. What you got, Fish?
One more time, Joey. Who did they beat again?
Who did they beat? The Stars. Fish is so pumped about his pick yesterday.
And he looks at Adam every time he says it. One guy, though, that I'm a little concerned about is our goalie, Jonathan Bernier. He got hurt trying to make a crazy save, like dove out of the net. So hopefully he's good because we need our goalie. Even though we only got 10 wins on the season, we still need him.
Right.
We covered the Deshaun Watson, but just to catch you up on this story, it obviously started earlier this week with one sexual assault lawsuit coming out. And now it looks like there's going to be up to 9 allegedly that come out against him, saying that he forced oral sex upon these massage therapists. And this whole story is something that we're going to keep you up to date over the weekend. And just hopefully it's not as bad as they're saying it, because this is just a disgusting story. So we'll keep you up to date. Dana White announcing overnight that Khabib is officially retired in this Instagram post.
Yeah, he's retired for the 9th time in 4 months. He's coming back, man. I'm telling you, he's coming back.
Yeah,
I would put money this dude's coming back.
They're milking this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to. Dana White's over here just trying to say he's 100, officially retired.
You know what Dana White's doing? Building that money, baby. He's building that money. Oh, we're going to bring him out of retirement. It's going to be an extra $100 for this pay-per-view.
Biggest pay-per-view in history.
Of all time. Yeah, that's
Every pay-per-view I feel like is the biggest of all time.
The UFC's brilliant, man. Dana White is brilliant. He gives the people what they want, and that's why boxing fell so far off, because it just became such a shit show between promoters. No, you could never get the fight you wanted when you wanted it. You'd always get it like 6 years later. Never 2 guys in their prime willing to sacrifice, like the Pacquiao fight back in the day, the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. That would have been a great fight in their prime. Well, it was 2 old guys going at it. It was just Floyd running around the ring and Pacquiao trying to chase him.
It was a let's get our check event.
Yeah, that's really what it turned into for boxing, and that's why boxing died, man.
Yeah, boxing did die. Minnesota, they did the right thing in the draft this year, taking this dude.
Yes.
Could you see him? Can you see him on the court or no?
No. I wish they had brighter jerseys.
Okay, yeah.
He should play under black lights.
I was just about to say that, man, watching that game right now is hurting my eyes.
Did you guys ever go to, U.S. Blades back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
When they
the glow-in-the-dark?
That's what it looks like, the glow-in-the-dark unis.
Yep, like the bracelet and all that, too, on top of that.
Yes, sir.
Anthony Edwards dropped a 42-point game, beating the Suns by 4, and he became the 3rd youngest in NBA history to have a 40-point game, and this guy is shining young in his career, and I want you to shine young in your career by going to Northwestern Tech. Listen, 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program. It doesn't get any better than this. So northwesterntech.edu. It's the HVAC school that works, and like I said, it's time for you to learn a new trade and start a new career. It's only a 10.5-month program.
Yeah. Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we got a brand new show that's going to be live on Woodward Sports starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., and we're going to talk to the host next right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking Thorogood boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick, and we have a special guest on the stage right now. He's joining the Woodward Sports Network, and tomorrow morning is your very first show. Everybody, meet Craig!
Craig!
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So tell us the name of your show.
All right, so the name of the show is We Are Soccer, and obviously we focus on everything soccer. I'm going to be talking Champions League, English, Premiership, La Liga, you name it, we're talking it. We've also got a lot of news coming out of Detroit City FC we're going to break, and we're going to talk to them. Special guests every week usually, so this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, that's one thing that we love here in the city is Detroit FC. Like, if you've been to one of those games, it is just an absolute tailgate. Like, the stands are insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is so fun to be a part of those games on the field and in the stands, and it's nuts. It's so fun. The fans are it's what make the team.
Could you break down the game of soccer? Like, where are we at right now with the fans? Is it like MLS? Is that a big league right now, or is that not? Is it more so the national?
The more people follow the national, but to be honest, MLS has come a long way.
Yeah.
It's still coming a long way, and that's one of the features we're going to have on our show. Actually, we're going to try to get local people and people in general back into MLS. I'm picking a team tomorrow to follow. I haven't followed a team specifically in MLS, but tomorrow I'm going to announce the team I'm going to be following from here on out.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I'm going to hopefully get a jersey and buy all the gear and really go at it. Yeah. So I'm going to try to encourage fans to do the same.
So what got you into soccer? And give us a little bit of your background.
Well, yeah, I've been doing soccer for 30 plus years. My dad was a professional soccer player. So
oh, really? Nice.
He's the one who really got me into it. He played in England and played in South Africa, and yeah, just kind of transitioned to me loving the sport and reading and watching it every day. So
did you travel the world with him when you were young and stuff like that, or was he retired by the time you were born?
No, he retired when I was 7, but he traveled a little bit, and now he's retired from his job. He's an engineer, and that's kind of what brought us here to America. So from England originally.
Awesome.
Nice. Well, Fish is probably the biggest soccer fan. Like, even when he does Fish's bets, he always throws out soccer names. Fish, you got a question. You got your hands up.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Can you give us a hint of what MLS team? You got a hint?
Oh, he wants to play the guessing game right now. You got to watch tomorrow, Fish. That's the thing.
Well, I'll tell you, they're owned by a very famous guy who's a former soccer player.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you.
You know, Fish?
Who would be your guess, Fish?
Inter Miami, David Beckham.
Okay,
possibly.
We'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow. So the show is going to be live every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and you're going to cover all things soccer, not only locally but internationally and globally and universally and everything.
Yeah, we got big news for tomorrow. The Champions League draw just dropped today, so we'll preview a lot of the upcoming games for that and the draws, and we'll make some predictions.
Have you heard Fish's Championship League song?
I don't think I've had the honor of hearing
Give
that.
it to him, Fish.
The champions. Do, 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 do.
Is that spot on?
That's close. That's super close, man.
Do you want that as an intro to your
I was about to
show?
say, yeah, can we use that as an intro?
Yeah, we'll get you some sound drops of Fish, or actually, we'll just have Fish stand back here and do that from time to time while you're on the air. But you're going to be having guests on. You're going to be a big part of this city, and you're going to do a lot of good things here at Woodward Sports. And we just wanted to bring you on the show, introduce you to hopefully our fans. You know, they're up early, so tomorrow they'll probably be up early and watching you from 8 to 9 o'clock. And I can't wait to see what you got planned, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. And join us tomorrow, guys. Lots of fun.
That's awesome.
Hey, we got to get a rec league going for soccer now, it sounds like.
I think we should put a team together of all Woodward Sports employees.
We might have to.
We could do some damage in some of those rec leagues.
I mean, Adam's damn good at soccer, from my understanding. That kid over there.
You still got it?
I played kickball with Adam, and he was the best kickball player on the team. So you have to assume that he's really good at soccer. Like, he's got this little run-up where he looks like Mario.
Is that racist?
Like, very fast feet, and then he just, boom, kicks the ball 400 fucking yards.
Is that racist because he's Middle Eastern?
I said Mario. Mario's Italian.
No, I'm saying that you could just tell that he loves soccer.
Oh, no? Is it?
People always assume that I do because I'm Chaldean. You know, Middle Easterns, like that's the only sport my dad has ever played.
Really?
Soccer, for some reason, I never played in my entire life.
It's different here in America.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
I played soccer when I was young, but here's what happened. My mom dropped me off at soccer practice. It was an indoor practice, and we were in a gymnasium with basketball hoops. And all I did was take the soccer ball and shoot basketball hoops all day. And my mom shows up and asks the coach, "Hey, how did Sammy do?" And he was like, "Great, just the wrong sport."
Right.
And that was the last I ever played soccer. But soccer's fun. It's great. I mean, obviously, it's the biggest sport in the world. It's the most accessible sport because literally all you need is a ball and a field.
Yeah, I mean, there's people who are my age are now still just getting into soccer. It's crazy. I play in leagues now where people are they've been into it for their whole life, or they're just getting into it in the last year. So it's a sport that it's super easy to get into, and it's very accessible.
I used to play indoor soccer at summer camps, and the indoor soccer is awesome. I love indoor soccer.
Oh, I was playing indoor soccer last night.
Were you?
It's quick. It is. I don't do the gym. I don't do any workouts. I just do soccer, and it gets me halfway in shape.
You never see a fast soccer player.
No, you can't be. Honestly, soccer is like grueling when it comes to how much you got to run. And that's probably why I never really excelled at it. I'm a lazy athlete.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, that's why I like to play goalie if I do play soccer. You know, I'm big. I got the long wingspan. See, I can even go into your screen.
Yeah.
Well, Craig, it's called We Are Soccer. It kicks off tomorrow morning right here on the Woodward Sports Network, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So if you're up, tune in, give it a look. It's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on our Instagram. And, of course, you know, we'll pull the great clips and we'll put it out there for everybody to see.
I'm excited, Craig, to check you out tomorrow morning.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Craig.
Thank you.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, it is time for Fish's Facts, which I'm going to assume has a little soccer in it.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate. Poor Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
We are live at the Woodward Sports Studio. It's the MyBookie studio, too. Got to thank them for sponsoring this. My name is Stick. Got Joey up here. Adam's over there in the sound booth. Fish is here now, and in order to make this official, we got to hit the Fish song. Go ahead.
Is it time? Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go Fish. Fish Facts.
It's fish!
I love that. It's Fish! Fish, what are your facts of today, buddy? Going on into the weekend, which I know you love.
I do love the weekend. March Madness starts today.
Oh, fun fact.
Yeah, that is a very fun fact. We have a graphic of the teams going into the first round, how the seeds do. So the first seed wins 139 times in the first round. The 16th seed has only won once.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
That would be UMBC back in 2018. The 15th seed, what you guys were talking about, that they won 8 times in the first round. Second seed, 132. That's actually close, 132, 139. And then you can just run down the list. That starts back in 1985. So it's from 1985 to 2019. Of course, we didn't have a tournament last year.
But as you can see, like the 8-9 seed is pretty much a coin flip. You know, like they do a good job when they seed these tournaments out because that's the results that you would expect, right?
Oh, we go to NBA. There was some NBA last night. We start with the Lakers. They are 7-2 with Dennis Schroeder since AD's injury.
It is true. He seems to be their linchpin for them to do well.
And they're 0-4 without Schroeder.
Yeah, they need him to win, man.
Go ahead, Stick.
He's their Rocket Watts.
Go ahead.
What? Talk about that?
Go ahead.
What are you talking about, his hair?
No, about how they need him. They couldn't win the ship this year if it wasn't for Schroeder.
I mean, LeBron's 0-4 without Schroeder in the lineup. That's all I know. Just looking at the stats. I can't change stats, guys.
No, you cannot change stats.
Right.
You can influence that, though. Moving on to the Damian Lillard. He's been really good lately over the past 3 games that he has played. He has 38 points, 50 points, 36 points, 6 threes in all 3 of them. And then his shooting percentage is 57, 66, and 55 over the last 3 games. He is showing you that he wants to win the MVP. I don't know if he doesn't have a ring, right? I don't
No,
think
he does not have a ring. They came close a couple years ago.
He might
Him
be
and
another
McCollum had a
guy.
great,
He might be another guy to never win a ring.
Yeah,
So
Harden's
we'll
got to
see.
have the MVP this year. He's got to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even though he went to play with Brooklyn, like you saw what happened when he left the Rockets, and without James Harden, the Rockets are trash.
Yeah, and you can see they're trash, and we'll get to that in my bets. We move on to 1991, March 19th. The NFL owner stripped Phoenix of the 1993 Super Bowl because they did not recognize Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, all right. Well, that's weird.
So they just said, hey, you don't recognize Martin Luther King Day, we have to strip you of the Super Bowl. So they did not host the Super Bowl.
And obviously they're back to recognizing it because they have hosted a Super Bowl since then. So
the Super Bowl is going to be in 93, and in 91 they said, hey, we're going to not let you host.
Huh, that's interesting. I did not know that.
How do you not
Fish.
recognize MLK Day?
I guess you just say, no, it's not.
Yeah,
No, it ain't.
Yeah, you just say it's not a holiday.
Right.
Oh,
You just say,
right.
oh, well, that didn't happen in the state, so we're not going to allow it in our state. That was gonna be. Moving on to Michael Jordan. We talked about him yesterday. He retired, or he came back from basketball, or retired from basketball. Today, well, back in 1995, he rejoined the Bulls.
Yep.
After 17 months, and they beat the Pacers.
And they went on to win 3 more championships.
Went on to win 3 more. So.
Yeah.
He had a weird career, but it was a good career.
Oh, he had a great career. Yeah, just, if it wasn't for that gambling that forced him out of basketball for a year and a half, he would have been able to win 7 or 8 championships. But, whatever. You need to gamble on things if you're Michael Jordan.
Do you guys watch The Dance?
Oh, yeah. The Last Dance.
Oh, The Last Dance?
Last Dance, yep.
Yep.
I was
You
like,
guys
what
enjoy
dance
it?
are you talking about?
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoy I just enjoy all those documentaries. The Russian Five, the Bad
Fat
Boys, all
Five.
the 30s for 30s. Like the 30 for 30 I just watched was Bill and Bill. It was Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Great stuff.
That is really cool. I should watch. You recommend that?
I do. I strongly recommend it.
All right, maybe over the weekend I'll watch it.
Hey,
Probably
my
not.
dog.
Birthday, 1958. You got any guesses? Happy birthday.
1958?
Yes, it is a
Tom
sports.
Izzo.
It is a sports player. He's a coach of a team that may or may not have won the Super Bowl over the past year or two.
Over the past year or two?
Andy Reid.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday
Andy
to
Reid.
Andy Reid. It is his birthday today. He is born in California, and he obviously coaches the Chiefs. And they won last year, and then they lost to the Buccaneers.
Nice. All right, well, let's get into your bets, buddy.
All right, let's have some fun with some bets today. We have college basketball today. Of course, it is March Madness Day 1. And I am going to go with tonight's game. I'm going to go upset. Winthrop over Villanova.
Ooh, all right. That's your big upset for your bracket?
Well, yes, and I chose them because Winthrop only has 1 loss. Now,
Nice.
they haven't played any good teams, but anyone who has 1 loss, I count them as a good team.
So you think Gonzaga is a good team?
No, I do not think they're a good team.
My man.
But
They're undefeated.
Well, they are undefeated, but they don't play anyone. That's where I say they don't play anyone.
All
but
right.
a team that's not as known like a Winthrop and they get 1 loss, they got to be somewhat good.
And what is your
Just
last
like
bet of
Gonzaga,
the
they
night,
have to be
Fish?
somewhat good if they're 26-0.
Right. Well, what is your last bet of the night?
All
I'm
right, we are
assuming it's
gonna-
Pistons.
Well, yeah, I'm going Pistons over Rockets.
Yeah, yes.
After last night's debacle with the Stars. Thank you, Adam. The one night I chose the Stars is the one night Adam screws me. But we go with soccer. We're going to hit up soccer. Manchester City plays Everton in the FA Cup tomorrow. That should be a big game. I think Everton's plus 793, so I'm assuming City's going to win, but it's a cup game, so you never know.
Right. All right. Well, thank you, Fish, for coming on with your bets and your facts. I know you're ready for the weekend. You love sports, and I have a feeling you're just going to lay on your couch all weekend and watch them. Is that true?
That is true.
That is true. All right. Well, thank you, Fish. It is now time for Joey's Dumbass of the Day.
Oh, to present the award.
It is Joey.
It is time.
Dumbass.
Dumbass.
Why would you do that? And the loser is...
Never thought I would ever ask you this question, Stick.
Uh-oh.
And Corey.
I have no idea where this is about to go.
Is there anything left on your sex bucket list?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Or what's like the top one on there?
I mean, Jesus, where do I begin? What do you mean? Like, if you're ever fully sexually fulfilled with all your bucket lists, why are you even living?
You're a legend,
Yeah,
first
you
off.
did it all, man. Like, I want to be Wilt Chamberlain in this bitch.
But for real, is this on your list or no? To break into a home and have sex in that house that you break into?
I mean, I've broken into pools and backyards and done that.
And there's like a thrill out of that?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Into a house?
Like I said, into a backyard. I don't know if I want to do a B&E, but like, yeah, I'd be down. If the girl's down, I'm down. That's my rule.
Live vicariously.
So there is this horny couple, as they're being called, that broke into a home, first off, ate some food from the refrigerator, put on the owner's bathrobes, All of this while the babysitter and the child were still in the house. They did not even know that they were still there because it was late. Well, they ended up taking a shower. That's how they figured out that there was other people in the house. Had sex and then tried to flee on foot, but the cops quickly caught them.
Hey, I mean, it's a pandemic. People bored as shit. They're just trying to entertain themselves.
I mean, you can't evict them, I'm sure, either, right?
Where's the weirdest place you ever had sex, Joey?
The weirdest?
Yep.
Honestly, I have never had any like weird spots.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
I really have never had weird spots.
Damn, I hate to say this with my mother watching.
Corey's mom, I'm sorry.
In my car inside of a parking garage.
Parking garage?
That ain't weird, though.
No.
What the hell? I knocked all of this shit out in high school. What have you guys been doing with your...
No, in the parking garage.
Oh, like on the
car.
On the concrete? Oh. Yeah, okay, so not in the car, on the car.
That's legendary, though. Good job, Corey.
Yeah. I got the Grand Canyon, like right on the ledge of the Grand Canyon. That's probably my favorite spot that I've ever had sex.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. You got to do it.
The ledge? Like how close to the ledge?
Like, pretty damn close.
No.
Yeah. Not like we're going to fall off, but like we were away sitting down and yeah.
I can't even open up my eyes while riding the dragster at Cedar Point.
I love the crack that day. Just big cracks all over.
Gotta love the big crack.
Gotta love the big cracks of the Grand Canyon, baby. All the crevices. Okay, no, that's the dumbass.
That's our dumbass of the day.
Thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show every morning right here on the Woodward Sports Network. We're on 8 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. Make sure you wake up tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and watch We Are Soccer, our new soccer podcast. Plus tomorrow we got the Sneaker Box podcast that's going to be on. That is on from 10 a.m. to noon, which I absolutely love. They reviewed sneakers. Last week, they have a $27,000 shoe in here?
Yeah, well, some Nike that had the Dior logo in it.
Hey, man. Sneaker culture is such a huge thing, and if you're down for it, these guys give great insight and review all the best and latest sneakers. So check them out tomorrow, and make sure you stick around today. Baligian and Bell is up next at 11 o'clock, and make sure you fill out your bracket right now. Go to woodwardsports.com. It's free. Do it, get in, win these prizes. We want to give away a PS5 to the first place winner. I really want to do that.
Heck yeah, we do.
Get it on your bracket. Have a great start to the NCAA tournament, and we will see you on Monday.